Hello, hello. We are back with Elysian Road. Sorry about that extended break. Nice to know there are people watching who are noticing the extended break, though. So that's cool. So we are back after lots of math. Josh and David have figured out Till's drone attack, and there you go. We're ready to go.
Oh, which reminds me, whatever he charged Till for the gun fitting, he needs another one of those because he actually needs to buy that gun fitting twice to have enough encumbrance for it.
Okay, just add. I guess it would be 500 more credits for Till.
So yeah, Till
So what did you charge me for the?
So that's the thing. He threw them in for free with the detailing. That was the whole thing.
Okay, so then
okay.
Till just needs to charge 500 credits then.
Cute.
Right?
Or oh, wait a second. No, because I guess if he's giving okay, so it's gonna have to be 1,000 with your discount, but with the taxes and licensing stuff that the Bratislava has. Yeah, so it's gonna be 1,000. Yep.
Right. That's not arbitrary at all.
No, because it would be
He would charge more.
1,000 for the fitting, but 500 because of your discount, but 500 more because of licensing fees and other
they have, like,
random bullcrap.
30%.
Dang it, Ode! Could you not have waited until we were at some black market
Yeah.
price, some black market place?
Go back to New Kazern, man. You can get some great prices there.
Is there a planet that's just Space Alibaba?
Oh my god.
I want Space Ali Express.
I don't know if there's something
Please let
exactly
there be a
like that,
planet
but
like
I
that.
My hope here is that if I ever have issues with this bike, the fact that I actually bought it from a legit place on a legit planet will make it more durable than if I bought it in a back alley chop shop. So
But I could
Hopefully.
fix it for you.
that's true. That makes
So
me
it falls apart the second you bring it onto the ship.
yeah. Like I said, rage quit. Just done.
Yeah. So,
Let's see how much health those have. Sorry.
what is the plan to escape the system?
We fly. Fly away.
Hack the planet, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the whole
Just a
thing.
glitch in the system. No? Never mind.
Don't know what you're referencing.
I got it. Sombra, man.
Mm.
All right. There we go.
Someone understands.
Oh my gosh! If we pool all our money together, we can buy a grav plane. What?
Sombra got reworked.
What? You should say
Perpetual invincibility.
that I'm gonna. What?
Mm-hmm. And the translocator doesn't time out anymore.
Why did you get me? I gotta play her again. All right, sorry. Moving on.
So what's the plan?
I mean, first off,
we already have all the building blocks to get out.
We need to get the
Yeah.
psychic underworld out of Dodge because,
also,
it's not a
maybe
good place to be anywhere
we should
anymore.
probably have a conversation about the person that I met when I get back.
Did you just
Yes.
say let's get the psychic underworld out of Dodge?
Mhm.
Because that was awesome.
Oh my gosh,
That was amazing.
Nice.
It was that or space underworld, but you know what?
Uh-huh.
Psychic religions in space.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So what's the next step in plan Kick the Boot?
So okay, is Till picking me up? I assume, right? Because he has to drive the motorcycle back.
Yeah.
Because if he is, I'm gonna tell him about the lady whose name is
Mio
so-
Youngja.
yeah. So yeah, I guess we get on the motorcycle, and I'm crying a little bit because it's so beautiful.
Keep it together, man.
And through my tears, I say, "Oh, by the way, Till, when I was waiting to buy this, there was a lady that came over and talked to me, and she said that through various totally innocent conversations, that she told me that she's buddies with the White Sun and stuff, and she also apparently knows Akoto and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's a relevant thing for you to know, but I thought maybe that would be useful information. I have her cell phone number, or I mean her contact number, which, yeah. So I just thought that might be relevant. So yeah. Anyways, good stuff. Check out the subwoofers. I turn on the music and immediately go dead. Oh yeah.
Ode.
What? Sorry, I can't hear you. What?
Till turns it down.
Oh.
We need to have some serious conversations about what you can and cannot tell other people about what we're doing.
I'm trying to. She told me that she was part of the White Suns, and she knows Akoto.
Which one of you said Akoto's name first?
I mean, I was asking if she knew her.
Spit
because
it
she
out.
told me that she liked or knew the White Suns. So technically, I said the name first. But she said.
Okay. And which one of you brought up the White Sun first?
That's not important, okay?
No, it is absolutely
I
important.
don't
Spit it out.
remember, okay? So, anyways, I actually don't remember. I think I did, but
Fair enough. Dill?
wait,
Wanna
no,
tell
no,
Ode?
no, I lied. She said it first. She said,
Yeah, you said terrorist organization,
yep.
and she asked if it was the White Sun.
Yep, she said it first. I promise.
Definitely her.
Do you actually laugh?
Yep.
You have
Wait,
to-
no, I don't laugh. I say, it.
Man,
so I don't know. I
you
figured
need to think about what you share.
I was like,
Because
if we wanna,
no, you weren't.
I was like, if we want to chase down the White Suns or Akoto or whatever, now we have a thing. Because they gypped us out of like 6,900,000 credits. So
Right. And we can chase them down with using our own resources without having to trust a random strange woman that you met at a
Look,
car dealership.
my wild charms are a resource, and I use them. Okay. So, anyways,
There's some incredibly snarky comment here, but it only works if you consider the David characters from past campaigns.
fourth wall joke.
Somehow Till has a vision of reincarnations, past lives of Odenger.
Past Lives of Odenger.
Yeah,
That's a great book.
It is. It's a good book. Anyways, yeah. So
All right.
I mean, we're
Ode?
leaving anyways, so that information is probably not relevant. But I just thought
New set of rules here.
because I'm so good at it.
Don't talk about our job to people who aren't part of it. If you're not selling to them the thing, buying from them the thing, or they're our point of contact for our thing, we don't talk about our job.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like this rule is going to come back to bite us. But okay, sure, why not?
With reasonable exceptions that I shall make at time of I shall make and I shall consider and make at time of
What if you're not
Neat.
there?
then I shall defer judgment to the vote of the group.
But if you're not there, how am I going to get the whole group's vote? If I can't even get your vote. Look, this doesn't work after the fact, right? Clearly this doesn't work out. All right, look, we'll worry about it next time it happens. It's fine.
Next time it happened, I'm worrying about
What
it
do
this
you
time it
mean
happens.
next time it happens?
I'm worried about it this time because, honestly, you might have just cost us our trip off this planet.
I mean, I don't think so. She seemed pretty chill, but it's fine.
Depends on your definition
did
of
Akoto.
You're
chill.
going to need. There are conversations and lessons you're going to need to learn. You're going to need to have lessons about women from somebody, and I'm not the person to give them. But
I mean, that seems harsh, but look, here's the thing. If they come to stop us, now we have not one, but 2 railguns. All right? It's fine. Look at this thing. It's fine.
let's just get back to the ship.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
cool. I turn the music back up.
And
Dum, dum, dum,
I mean, I
dum,
reach
dum,
around
dum.
your torso and turn the music up because the controls are on the front and you're driving. So it's kind of weird and awkward, but that's cool.
Tail
Are
just
you riding
rolls
on the
his
back,
eyes.
usually caressing him?
I'm just awkwardly looking for the button. Just like,
Can we get some fanfic?
hey,
Fan
no,
art?
it's illegal.
No.
He's supposed to be 15. That is not legal.
Nope. Nope.
There are
No.
some things that would make me quit. That's one of them.
I mean, hey, if you're Japanese and it's legal in your country.
Wait, what's the name of this planet, Caleb?
Bratislav.
What happens on Bratislav stays on Bratislav. First rule about Bratislav: don't talk about Bratislav.
I mean, you just broke the rule, dude. Come on.
Oh.
Anyways, let's get out of here. Let's get off this horrible garbage planet of garbage.
So yeah, what's the next step in doing that?
Flying away.
Just flying away.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an extra step there somewhere.
Oh, okay, we turn the ship on. And then we fly away.
The extra step is Josh not leaving work at 6:30 at night.
Yeah. Holy crap! It's already 10:17.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we did start at like 8.
So we started at 8 because I got off work at 6:30.
It's all good. All right, so I mean, other than all of the like dice rolls we already did to blackmail,
We need to. So our blackmail dude needs to release all the impounded ships.
Oh, we have to do that stuff. Okay, never mind. I
Yep.
guess that's the first step. I thought that was
You're right. That's the stuff I was talking about.
And
Sorry,
give us
that was bad.
50,000 credits.
No.
Yes. Aw.
20.
I think for his trouble, we can expunge some of his records. The more heinous ones, not all of them.
How about he pays us 19,800 and some credits?
Nah.
Yeah, to split evenly among the party. Yeah, good idea, David.
Oh, darn it. That was my idea. I get all-
He's like, that's an oddly specific number.
And then he follows up with all the merchants on the entire planet. Who has made a sale for this amount of credits? Recently.
Oh, and that
To an
ship
off-worlder.
happened to
Also be impounded.
Yep.
This is literally how it happens. This
Look.
is
Look, it was
So-
19,800 and some. I wasn't that specific, okay? Anyways. Yes, do we actually have to do anything left with the blackmail? Because we made a bunch of rolls for that already, didn't we?
I mean, yeah. We made like 5 rolls.
Didn't you already have the conversation with him and stuff? Like, I thought this already happened.
yeah.
So then what are we...
We're just waiting for like the
Oh, we were waiting for
final
him to do
go
it.
ahead.
We were waiting for you to
Okay.
buy your darn thing so we could go.
But we're done with that. Now I'm wondering what we're waiting on. You guys should take it forever. Come on.
You're like a girlfriend who takes 2 hours to get ready, and then
Yep.
your shoes aren't on.
Yeah, why are your shoes not on? Yeah. Yep.
I just had a bottle of water thrown at me.
Good stuff. Anyway,
I'm glad I live an hour from my girlfriend, or I suspect I'd be getting secondhand hate from that.
all right,
Wait,
so,
I missed something. What about secondhand hate?
What?
Oh.
For the thing that I said.
Oh, what did you just say? I missed it.
Well, I was saying that they were taking forever because, in jest, because I took forever.
Right.
Jared said that you're like a girlfriend who takes 2 hours in the bathroom and then yells at you for not having your shoes on, and then he got a water bottle thrown at him. So, yeah, that's. I mean, so assuming that has he not lifted the impound yet? I assume.
Nope, not yet. No.
Okay, then I guess we just chillax and try and learn how to drive a grab cycle while we wait.
Well, Till and I are on the computers. I ask him, so are we gonna like try and find the Hephaestus thing?
Oh, that's
So-
what they called it. Oh wait, no, I'm not there.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is a very good idea. What
Because
Let's
I
pull
might
the-
have an idea of how to possibly find it.
I
How would
might
you do
know
it then?
somebody who might know.
I mean, they scan every single ship that leaves the port.
Mhm.
So obviously, whichever ship didn't have like the correct manifest
Well-
to a corresponding business or whatever.
But they operate on
Or-
planet. They might just keep it on the planet.
Oh no, they already. Caleb let that slip already last session. That they
No, but your character doesn't know that.
Oh,
he figured it out because they already searched every single safe house.
Oh,
they had.
that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you do know that. Yep.
okay. I didn't know they got off. All right, cool.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say we
Every
did
single
get
ship
we
was
did get a
full.
scene of a Koto going on a shuttle, but not from
Oh.
you guys didn't know that. But
So
yeah.
basically, it's just the tedious task of looking at every single ship that left in that amount of time.
That doesn't sound worth it for picking up a thing. that's
That
gonna make everyone
doesn't
in the entire
sound
sector
too
have
hard.
us, So,
Yeah,
How much
they're
time
fearless.
passed between when we last saw Koto and now? How many ships have departed? This should be fairly straightforward.
Wait, but hold on, back it up a second.
Just run some basic pattern recognition. We can build a matrix of what we expect to see, generally speaking, and we can get, a field of about 5 or 6 in a matter of a couple of minutes.
I mean, I assume it took longer than it took for us to talk about it. It took us like an hour and a half to talk about it. So.
But why would we do that though? Because if we get the engine back, then
We can sell it to someone else.
No, because
Then we can power our ship with it and not have to pay for spike jump fuel.
everyone in the sector will try and kill our bacon, and that's not.
Then we wrap it in lead so they can't see it.
I don't think that's gonna work. Look,
Who's the one with Tinker as a skill?
I don't.
Till says breaking the fourth wall.
Like, it's not a question of your ability to use mechanics. It's a question of your ability to not be shot out of space, and I question our ability to not.
Till points his wrench at Ode's face.
So-
You're the one who's gonna keep us from getting shot out of space by shooting them first, right?
Unless they have 1,000 ships, because literally everyone's gonna want to kill us. So we should just leave, because I'll get XP, and then
Ode says, looking at the camera.
have fourth wall. Just so
I'm going to quick code up a matrix for searching
Look, I'm just saying.
through the database.
Sure.
Before we roll anything, one of us should help the other because we have to do it beforehand.
This is a good idea. I get the better roll.
All right. I help
You
guys.
have maybe more bonus, but I get the better.
What was that? What were you rolling
Get the
for?
better
Ode?
dice.
I'm helping.
You have hacker. Oh, we both have hacker.
So how does Ode help
Specialist,
here?
brother.
I don't.
Oh,
Right,
so,
but what are you doing?
Being
I
the
have-
best.
I roll 3d6 and keep the 2 highest.
So do I.
I certainly.
Okay.
I
Okay, I get
fail. So
2 and then plus another and then plus 1 for intelligence. So I get plus 3 altogether.
Okay, so then I will help you
Okay. Either way.
because you're a little bit better with getting into the systems, but I know how to do complex matrix searches.
also I'm there and I'm being
Right.
annoying. So
I just want to make sure we
I rolled a
min
4.
max this to the absolute max.
Yeah,
Is
so
he going to?
Ode's gonna give you a -1.
yeah.
Dang
sorry.
it!
Yep.
Ode.
Oh no, get out of here.
Yeah, so you can give it +1, so it's just a 0. So Ode's just like pressing buttons, like, oh, is this how you do it? Here you go.
Wait, does this actually happen?
Yes.
Hey, look! It says we won $1 million. Oh, click it.
Don't click it.
And then he clicks it. And you have to spend a couple minutes
Quarantining the virus.
Yeah.
This thing says that we can buy some antivirus. We only have 1,000 virus.
Okay, well I got a 12 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely find like what Josh said, right? Like that 5 or 6 different like possible ships that might fit the criteria. So, but as a matter of narrowing them down, I'm not sure what you do up to that point.
Well, that was like the quick search, and now we have to look at the scans themselves and
So,
try to
yeah.
get waveforms.
Before we do all this, are we actually going to try and
by
find
hand
the
and try to
engine?
guess.
Like, are we going to not leave and then? Oh no, we're going to try. Are we going to try and follow the people who had the engines? Is that the plan?
I believe that was the plan.
Okay. All right. I was just making sure we weren't doing all this to just decide that it was a bad idea later. All right. I was also still under the impression they were on planet when I was saying that earlier. So now we can just pin it on whoever actually took it and still have it.
So Till and Fergus, you're like sifting through the scans by hand now, and I mean, like, right, the 12 just kind of stays with this as well. And so I think you find you narrow it down, and yeah, I think you find a ship that seemed to have, right, it has the wrong you can see that it has fake credentials, and it's not going to the place that it says it was going to. In the waveforms and the energy coming off of it, you can kind of pinpoint, because you've had the Festus engine around. You're pretty reasonably sure that this is the ship, and it's going to Par, which is the other planet in the system.
Yeah,
No.
I was trying to think of the joke and I couldn't.
It's the other planet in the system. So this is Bratislava is the moon of Vitskoy, and it's the first planet in the system, and then maybe not the first planet, but the first habitable planet in the system, and then the second habitable planet is Par.
Is that controlled by the Imperium too?
It is, yes. It used
Is
to be
it
the
as
home.
garbage as this planet?
No, it used to be the home of the White Sun Protectorate, back when it was like an actual thing, and now it's like it's been subjugated and conquered by the Imperium, but the cultural influences are more favorable to not as many crazy taxes and stuff. But I mean, it's still the Imperium in control of it, so it's gonna be better than Bratislav, but almost anything is better than Bratislav. So
Right. Also, I want to show Dylan the motorcycle. Okay, hey Dylan.
Well, that would go perfectly with one of my goals.
okay, sure, yeah. So while Till and Fergus are kind of like sifting through this data, Odin, Dylan.
Yeah. So, I mean, where are you, Dylan? My character will come find you, I guess.
In my room.
Okay. Yeah. So Ode comes and like rings the hilarious doorbell. I love this doorbell.
Wait. Someone is at the door.
Yeah, there it is.
She gets up and opens the door.
The door is opening.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Dylan, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, not much.
Cool.
How's it going? Not much. That's great. I love it.
Quality role playing on Elysian Road.
Yeah. So he pauses. Like,
Maybe a little bit
okay.
too real.
Yeah. It's, I got a thing. You want to see it? It's in the
Sure. Thing is very vague.
Hey, I've got a thing. You want to see it?
It's in the cargo bay.
Jared,
Also,
go away.
I'm sorry.
Jerica, hit him.
anyways, that was the right
Yeah, she hit me
Nice.
for it.
Good
thing.
job.
Also, Caleb, you should make an icon of my motorcycle with the image I put in the chat.
Oh
so
yeah,
that
I will do
You
that.
have an icon of it. Yes, thank you. Can you make it a 2-square icon? Or does it
I
have to be
can't. No, yeah, I can just make it larger. Yeah.
Q? Yeah, so I guess if you follow me, I walk out to the cargo bay.
Okay. Yeah, she follows you.
So yeah, he opens the door and he points. He's like, "Check it out!" He just points at the motorcycle, which is just sitting in the middle of the cargo bay and glistening.
Yeah, she just looks at it and is like, oh my gosh, you bought a motorcycle.
I know. Technically, it's a motorcycle, and also it has guns, which makes it amazing. But yes, also check it out. And he
I
walks
love
over.
the way that you just said that, Dylan, because you said motorcycle, which is definitely the technology you would be familiar with because of your
Yeah.
homeworld. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so he walks over and he turns the music on and immediately goes deaf. And then he turns it off. He's like, "Yeah, see." It's like I technically haven't driven it yet because I don't know how. But your uncle's gonna show me how to drive it, and then we're gonna blow things up with it. It's gonna be
He
amazing.
is? Wow, how did you get him to do that?
To be fair, he didn't agree to it yet, but
That makes sense.
Did you name your graph cycle?
Oh my god.
not yet. Yeah, I feel like I have to wait for a time where it's suitable to name it
Yeah.
the villain. Just all right. I don't know if we're quite there yet. So, but no, he had to have it spray painted though on it when he got it decaled. So,
So what did you name it?
Bessie.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
The most intimidating of names.
I missed it. What's the name?
I don't know. I don't know what he named it yet. Oh,
Channel your inner edgy teenager. I know you can do this.
I mean, my first
Flaming
instinct
skulls of death.
is to have him call it like the Dylan or something, but that's such cheesy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can't make
No,
myself.
don't do that.
I feel like it has to at least be a buried reference.
Right, I would maybe something about a sword.
Yeah. What is the name
The
of your
flaming
What's her-
sword
what's her
of
favorite
death and
video?
destruction.
gosh?
Dylan, what's her favorite video game?
Oh, what was that called? I don't remember what that was called.
Evercraze.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Wow.
It'd be a cool name for a
Honestly, yeah,
motorcycle.
it would.
Yeah. No. Okay. That works. So it's got blue flames on the side, and then in the font of the game, it says that. Like.
That's cool.
Side. Yeah.
Yeah, so she points that out. She's like, it's like, did you buy it like that?
No. I mean, he had to rush detail it because we're in a hurry, but it wasn't that expensive. It was fine. A single tier. Yeah. It's like speaking of which, do you know how to drive hovercycles or motorcycles or I don't know any kind of cycle?
Do I need to roll for that?
Do you have the pilot skill?
No.
Then you do not.
Dang it. Wait, I do need to roll for it, or
No,
I
no.
don't have.
You don't. If you don't have the pilot skill,
drive
you
it.
don't know how to pilot anything. So.
Okay, crap. So she says no.
Okay, that's fair. I don't either. I just thought maybe it'd be more fun to learn from you than Till. But yeah, I mean, do you want to? I mean, we probably shouldn't drive it around. But you can hang out on it if you want. It's pretty awesome. You can pretend you're driving it. Till might break something if we actually try and drive it in here.
She just kind of walks over.
Till's voice
and...
floats from the other room. Don't drive it in the hangar. No, don't drive it in the hold.
Oh well, now we have to.
Yeah, she just walks over and sits on it, and she's like, "This is really cool."
Suddenly you have
Just
psycho
like under her
fever.
breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say you have an ever craze to
Oh my
drive.
gosh.
Yeah, it's just like maybe when we land on the next planet, we can find a nice open space and we can do badly at driving it for a while.
Hopefully, a completely blank open space
Yeah, we're gonna have to
with
find-
nothing to run into.
You hit the
Or
one.
we could enter them into a motocross race.
That's
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Yeah, of course. That's the first thing that you should do when you're first learning how to drive a grav cycle. Gamble
Yeah.
on it.
Throw them right off the deep end
Yeah.
and gamble on it.
Yeah.
yeah, seems legit.
I mean,
Uh,
that was Qui-Gon's plan, right?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh, yes, it was. You're right.
It worked out for him.
And he wasn't new to that though.
yeah, to be
That's
fair,
fair. He was pretty good
He
at
was
it.
very
Also, he
experienced.
had the force, so cheating.
But it was a home-built pod racer that hadn't been tested yet.
Oh yeah, it's
True.
completely ridiculous. And if you've read Darth and Droids, you realize just how ridiculous it all is. Because they explain it in detail.
At what
Instead
level-
of finding a port that allows him to change his Republic credits from
Yep.
ah.
All right. Okay,
What
so
were you gonna say, Jared?
Or I said, at what point can I summon bigger fish?
Yeah, what is the
oh gosh.
we don't have magic in this game.
Is that
so,
telepathy?
no.
I see a gear icon. If I click on the gear icon, I can
You
click
can
on the
add
drop
magic,
down
yeah.
for subsystems, and there's space magic.
Yep.
Space
It's
magic.
actually called that too.
Yep,
And so
Oh
if we
my
add
gosh.
space magic, where's our summon bigger space fish?
Space summon, space bigger, space fish.
No, sir.
Yeah.
That is not how you parse that
I
sentence.
know.
Anyways,
Not parse.
yeah, so
Would the term be conjugate?
Conjugate, yeah, I think it's.
Conjugate would be a little more proper.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. I need to put some icons on here. Okay, yeah. So I think he's just like, yeah, we should drive it when we get a chance to not crash.
So you should be able to
Yeah.
move it around, Ode, now.
Oh, so happy. All right, all right. It's electric. It's on fire. It's dangerous. It's fast. It's a castle.
It is not a castle.
It is radioactive.
Oh my gosh.
It is radioactive, probably.
It's heavenly. All right. Oh, also guns.
Stop.
That's the only one that actually
Don't
makes
even
sense.
try.
I win.
I can't even see all those icons at this distance.
I know. So,
Yeah,
okay,
zoomed in for the
I'll
stream's
take
benefit.
off all the ones that don't make
Or
sense.
just don't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the angels on it because it can fly, and the wings because it's fast. All right, and the guns because it's got guns. All right. Wait, I need one for subwoofers.
Not a job.
It's Carly's brother. Always love his contributions to the stream. So, yeah, is there any more to this conversation, or is...
Unless she had something to add, I was like, we should ride it when we get to the next place, and that was
Yeah, she just agrees. She's like, yes, I want to write it eventually.
awesome.
I can definitely see a future in which you do actually go into a grav cycle race at some point.
I mean, at this point, we kind of have to.
Yeah. And, you know, it's called hyperboat racing.
If this one is fast as a hyperboat,
And you just need
I
to strap
would
the
not have
fastest engine to your grav cycle.
Oh
My
my
New goal.
gosh.
New goal.
All right. I'm down.
Great hyperboat racing. It's happening, guys.
It's working! It's working!
There's only one speed stopped and hyperboat. All right, let's do it.
Let's try spinning. That's a good trick.
Gosh. You just drift into the next dimension. It's fine.
An alternate universe where the scream never happened.
Oh gosh. Oh, but yeah, that'd be nice.
All right. It's on my character sheet.
What
It's on
is...
your character sheet. The drone?
Till wants to help with this. He wants to help upgrade the grav
Oh my
cycle for
gosh.
racing.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh gosh. Oh.
Also, this is my drone. I think.
Let's hang on. Caleb, if you steal this, like Adam stole the grav tank, I'm gonna cry. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know I gotta do it now.
I mean, no. Well, that's cool.
Alright, I'll make a token for that too.
Yay, all the tokens.
All the tokens.
Wait, I feel like Ode needs one icon now.
Okay, cool. So, Hack the Planet, Operation Hack the Planet, go.
Yes.
Propaganda is useless.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you name the drone?
I did not, because I'm not. Because Till's not that kind of sentimental person
Mm-hmm, I figured.
to name a inanimate object that will eventually turn into his pet. Because, you know, I can't have a drone and not have it have a personality.
I'm just kidding.
So I think it's up to
Gotta name it.
the crew to name it at some point.
What is the sound that it makes?
Dylan wants to name it something obscurely Greek.
It sounds.
Giro.
Think. But no.
Name it the Euro.
Not even how you pronounce it.
I mean,
nor
that's
is-
the point, yeah.
Literally, Euros, G-Y-U-R, or G-Y-R-O-S, is the singular. Because os is singular, at least in Koine.
That's dumb.
Not sure what it is in modern Greek.
You should name it the Souvlakia.
Oh my gosh.
Souvlakia.
Also, Caleb, technically the crew size for a hovercycle is only one, but are we allowed to have two people ride on it?
Yes, but
Okay.
like it will
I just wanted to.
it'll be
make sure.
dangerous. Like it's dangerous unless you have.
Oh, I mean, dangerous is what we live for. It's fine.
It's fair. Yeah.
I mean, that's how they got to this ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give this a holy aura.
So you asked what the sounds the thing made?
Whoa! Holy crap! Suddenly the ship is yellow.
Sorry, hold up. All right, that's
What?
the whole aura that my bike gives off.
What holy aura does your bike give off?
The yellow aura.
I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Here's your drone, by the way.
It's okay. It's
She'll be able to control it, Josh.
aura.
Okay, let's see. Ah, there he is. Cool.
All right.
All right.
So
let's
Operation Hack the Planet.
Yes. We pressed the big red button.
let's hack Alexitron.
Means go. Okay, what's the first step?
First step is contact our mole in the organization and have him unleash chaos. That is to say, let go all of the druggies and their drug ships.
Sure, and so you're basically just saying, like, you're telling him that you won't spread the blackmail if he does this.
Correct.
And delete some of his more grotesque records.
Are you telling him that though?
We offer that as like an incentive that, hey, if you do this well, we might actually smudge some of these out.
Right, and I think that's the thing that really makes it go without a hitch. Is that once he hears that, he's like, all right, I will for sure do this, and then he so suddenly you just hear the of the impoundment boot being lifted.
I want to see the machine they use to put these things on the bottom of the
I
spacecraft
have
if they're
no
heavy
idea.
enough to hold down spacecraft.
No clue.
Can I slightly tweak the records of what our ship is and looks like and all of its numbers and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a program for that.
Also, is that Stardew Valley I see in the background, Jared?
Yes.
Yes.
You gonna help me with this roll, Josh? Min-max?
Sure.
David, stay out of there. Quit hitting the pop-ups.
Hey
Yeah,
guys.
That's what
are you-
Jerica
No.
does when she comes over. She just plays Stardew
Hey.
Valley while Jared does RPG.
There's your help, by the way. Is that at least a +2?
No, I think you can only give someone a +1 with help.
Yeah.
No matter what.
David, are you gonna help again?
Don't let David help.
Don't worry,
I shoot
roll.
the computer.
Wait, why do you have a +3?
I have 2 for the equipment and then 1 because Josh helped.
Right. You're ridiculous.
You gave me the tools to succeed.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Jared,
I'm still salty you gave him that many toys, and you didn't
Jared.
tell me that they existed.
I told
you
you guys had a
realize-
ship's locker.
I
that
spent
you-
1 whole session just reading every single.
Fair enough, I suppose.
you've
I don't
just
even
read
have
the
the
rule
book.
book.
I don't even have the rule book. I don't even know where the PDF that you sent went.
I can send it
for
again.
stuff.
have abused this stuff so much that Caleb is gonna get it all destroyed.
He's just gonna nerf it.
I mean, if
Honestly,
you want
I'm
to use it,
surprised
you can
you
just go
have.
into my bed for it.
I'm surprised. it
Yeah, I'm
hasn't-
not sure Till wants to go into your bed for it.
Gosh.
I have chips down there.
Ew.
Uh, what was I just doing? I don't even know.
Okay, so you wait, what were you trying to do with that one again? Oh, change the details and stuff. Okay, yeah, so that works fine. You don't have a problem doing that. What are you changing it? What part of it are you changing?
Like our VIN number and like what class of ship it was, and like just like slightly tweaking little things.
Sure. Yeah. So it doesn't look super suspicious, but it will
Yeah.
leave them in dead end. Yep. No problemo.
Oh, it actually can include some basic armor and guns too. It says
What can?
the ship's locker.
Mm.
It's just not like legit guns,
Right.
just like small stuff.
Mhm. So you have a few extra laser pistols if you need them.
Also, it says giving it away or losing it may deplete the locker until it's restocked, so we can run out of this stuff. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
We've already run out of one of the things. He used a stiletto charge, so and that's the only one you guys had.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 3.
Wait for someone else to fly off first. Don't want to be.
Right. Okay.
Your beaver here.
So I think it's about 5 minutes, and then you see another ship a couple rows down from you. You power up and start to lift off, and it's only about like 20 seconds before like an alarm starts, and it's just like ding, ding, ding. An unauthorized ship has left the docking bay, and like it's playing over the loudspeakers. Yeah. So.
Wait, you have to be authorized to leave even if you're not a contract.
Can we hack ourselves an authorization code?
Wait,
You
why?
can attempt to.
Dude,
Dude, this planet is like rules and regulations and taxes for everything.
Josh, you want to help me with yet another hack roll, like the 12th one this session?
Let's do this thing.
It's like the cockpit is just like full of like tablets and wires and cables going everywhere.
Oh my gosh, come on, that's got to be worth 2.
No, it's just worth 1.
Okay.
Have I rolled? I don't think I've rolled poorly yet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you guys just keep hacking away.
Yeah,
You rolled two
double
sixes this time.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
6-3.
Oh my god.
So you do that. You come up with a fake authorization code, and then
It's an old code, sir, but it checks out.
Yes,
Star Wars references.
perfect.
It's an old meme, sir, but it checks out.
So yeah, you guys lock that in, and then yeah, you guys can lift off if you want.
Yeah, we should get out of here.
Okay, yeah. So the Void's Grace lifts off out of Bratislav.
And gets the psychic underworld out of Dodge.
Yep. So what happens is we see this scene of the Void's Grace lifting off the planet or the moon and starting to hit Atmo, and or to hit out of Atmo, I guess. And I think we cut back to a control tower somewhere on the surface, and we see some officers talking to each other, and one of them kind of like spots the ship and basically has a conversation very similar to that, right? Like the Star Wars scene where they're like, there's something, this is a little bit of an older authorization code. They must have been here for a while before using it, but it works. So are we sending in, we're just letting them go? And the other officer just kind of like shrugs and he says, yeah, that checks out to me. And then they just kind of like pass over it.
They
And
pay you enough to care? They don't pay me enough to care.
yeah, exactly. And then they get back on the comms that they have and say, why haven't the ships been the strike fighters been organized yet? We have 2 unauthorized ships, leaving Atmo that are should have been impounded, and then we kind of cut from the scene there. But you guys get out of Bratislav, you get into the void of space, and you guys are just starting to head out. Where are you headed?
I mean, we could head to
Space.
Par.
The final frontier.
Space.
Say it again.
Par, the golfing resort planet.
Wait. What? Gosh.
The very average golfing resort planet.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
It used to be called Eagle, and then everybody else caught up.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Caleb,
That's
I
why
have a
play this
question.
game. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can grab cycles be flown in space? Because there's no place easier to drive around and not run into things than the middle of space.
Where there's no gravity.
They're running.
No.
But if it's like a gravity and that it like propels itself in some way using grav technology, then that's different than if it's just defying gravity, right? Like if it's I don't know how the description of that technology is.
What does it say in the book about the grav cycle?
Uh,
Let me look. Like, does it point out what tech it uses to like power itself?
Hasn't explained it yet.
It works
Where are
on
we? Oh,
the
here's
same.
those.
It works on the same principle as a 2-year-old does. The reason 2-year-olds have so much energy is the defiance, right? And it works in the same way with gravity. Just as a 2-year-old will look you in the eyes and with all the energy in the world say no, so too this grav cycle looks gravity in the eyes and it says no. And the only thing keeping it afloat is its pure loathing for cooperation.
So you have a hover cycle, right?
Yeah, none of the grab stuff says anything about how it actually.
Right, but this is the thing. Hover cycles are the TL4 equivalent to motorcycles, capable of brief boosts of up to 10 meters above the ground. Like it would be like trying to drive a motorcycle in space. Like it's not actually going to go anywhere.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like it can boost itself up, but it's still like hovering above the ground, and it needs like.
So does it have forward thrusters? I assume, because if it does, all I have to do is boost out and then turn around, boost the other direction. As long as it's some kind of thrust.
Yeah, but it's gonna be it would be very difficult to drive this in space.
Well, yeah, I mean it'd be like driving anything else in space with a forward thrust, but
And it also really wouldn't prepare you for driving on a planet.
no, but it would
Which
be
is like the
fun.
whole point.
Okay, get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
So
kidding.
yeah, I guess you
Right.
could get
I was curious.
yeah, you could get into a vac
Also-
suit and fly it in space, I guess.
The 750 credit speakers would be useless. So
That's true.
I mean, I could make them pumping, but it wouldn't do anything. I could feel it probably.
No, you couldn't.
I mean, it doesn't need space or air to go into my body if I'm sitting on it. It can. I mean,
No, but the vibrations are the thing that's going through the air, and they need air to go through. Right? You're muted, Josh.
I mean, if the thing itself vibrates, can't it put vibration?
Oh no, you couldn't hear my
No,
science.
I couldn't hear any of your science. I knew you were saying it, and then I was like, wait a second, Josh, I want to hear your science. Tell me your science.
It would transmit through the frame of the motorcycle.
Right.
So in the same way that you can feel the shake of a subwoofer or
Exactly.
something as you're sitting in it, so you can
Got it.
feel it, but you would not actually be able to hear it.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's what I mean. Yeah, because
It depends though, because most of that vibration, well, some of it's the momentum of the speaker going back and forth, and
Right.
some of it actually is the
Is the-
concussion from the air
Yeah, exactly.
that the cone is moving.
Yeah.
So that
It would be-
actually
you could
is an
hear it
interesting
or
idea.
Feel it
You-
faintly.
I don't think you would be able to feel it much at all. You would probably
Yeah.
damage the speakers before you would turn it up to a point where you would actually feel it enough to
Yeah.
be like, yes, this is music.
Yeah. That's actually
well, that's totally irrelevant. So I'm not going to do like it's a bad idea. So, anyways, sorry to miss that time. Okay.
So, let's see. Who do I want to make this save?
Crap, not me.
If it's a computer thing, I want it.
No, it's not a computer thing.
Is it?
Is it a
flying thing?
dodge roll? I'll do it if it is a dodge roll.
Does it involve knowledge about opera? Because Till's got you covered.
No, it's a luck save.
Opera save. That's
I'm
Which-
trying to
whoever
think
has
of
the best
who...
luck.
No, I'm trying to think of whose luck really is.
sure everyone's luck save is the same as long as they're the same level.
Right.
Does that change as you level up?
Yeah, all your saves go down by 1 every time you level up. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Ode, make a luck
Yeah,
save.
figures, but- Okay. Son.
Whew.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And
that
then
was,
Till make a luck save.
Not great.
There's
Oh.
two different
Just
things
that
here.
because I passed.
I'm scared.
that wouldn't have happened if you had failed, David.
Yeah, I know.
He's just bitter.
But hey, oh my
Huh?
god.
Yes. Now,
Rolling.
now, Dylan, make a luck save.
Make a love save. What? What's that?
I mean, David needs that.
Yeah, he needs to make a love save.
Failed me.
Sounds like a mental save. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
I
cool.
love you guys.
I failed.
Ode has a crush. Big surprise. Anyway, so so what we get as the last scene, I think, of the session is we see the commander dude, Marshal General or whatever his name was, the Cardinal General, I think it was. in his like office, and he's like directing some people. He's like he's probably like in like a conference room sort of situation with like big screens and like consoles and stuff, and he's like directing people to like go. And we can tell by the context of the conversation that he's like tracking down the White Sun Brotherhood. And he's like, we're not exactly sure where they went, sir. We're still looking into it. But you have a call from Haftus, and he like winces. He says, "All right, I'll take it in my office." And then he like walks into a separate room, closes the door, sits down in like this office, presses a button because it's like there's like a window looking out in the Bratislav cityscape. He presses a button, and the sci-fi shutters start going over the window, and so he's in dim light now in the room, and he presses a button on his console on his desk, and a holovid pops up, and we see a very intimidating looking Norseman.
I thought you were gonna say we saw that woman. I was gonna ask.
No, you made your luck save.
Oh, that's right. Cool.
Yeah, really intimidating Norse guy. Like he is, big. He's like 7 feet tall, or like, and I guess we can't really get reference for it from the holovid, but he looks like a big guy, and he's in like power armor, and he the Cardinal General guy, he basically does whatever the salute is for in the Thousand Island Imperium, and
Spreading dressing.
what?
Spreading dressing.
Oh my god. No, he does like like the chest thing, like salute or whatever. And he says,
You have to salute and then shake it like you're shaking a bottle of dressing.
It's a shake weight.
"We are not making this whole thing."
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so he says, I'm trying to think of what they call these people. I guess it's, let's see, they're council members, but like they probably have some cool name. Let's see, rank, name generator. What's an interesting name
The
for these?
committee. They commit ease.
Oh yeah, okay. So he says, "Master of War,
Nice.
I receive your call, and I'm willing to accept any consequences for my failure here." And to the big guy frowns, and he says, "What do you mean, your failure here? Is that not why you are calling?" And the man frowns again. He says, "What should I be calling for, Cardinal General?" And the guy pales, and he says, "Well, I suppose it's better if I tell you in person. The Hephaestus engine has been stolen." And we cut to the outside of the to the conference room again, and we just hear, "What?" And like all the people just like look at the door and like stop what they're doing, and then like hesitantly go back to their work. And then we cut back to the inside of the office, and the man says, the Cardinal General says, "I am deeply sorry, Master of War, but the White Sun Brotherhood—" "I will stop you right there, Cardinal. You do know that I was the one who vouched for Bratislav as the base of operations for this. Yes, I know, and I sincerely appreciate it." You appreciate it. You appreciate it. I doubt you'll appreciate the opportunity now, Cardinal, because you have been stripped of your rank. I'm going to ship you to Oedipal. And the man's eyes widen, and he says, "Sir, master, Oedipal? The place is the middle of nowhere." "Exactly. Maybe you'll have some time to think about how deeply you have failed the Imperium." And
I'd hate to get sent to Oedipus. Oh.
yeah, that's actually what it's named after. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
Yeah. And
Gross.
so just for context, Fergus, remember the thing you looked up, the creepy pasta story about the post cognition person who like apparently saw the scream? That's the planet. That's the system that that was from. It's the Oedipal system. And so the cardinal basically just says, "I know. I accept the consequences, as I said I would. I am deeply sorry that I have failed the Council and the Imperium. I will try to make up for it in any way that I can." "Well, you can try to make up for it by leading a couple of soldiers in a backwater planet in the middle of the nowhere in the galaxy. I'm not sure what use you'll be there, but at the very least you'll be out of everyone's hair. The reason I called former Cardinal was this." And then we cut from the scene.
Oh.
And
No, it's fine. I hacked the comm servers, and then we know what happened.
no. And the last thing we get is like the cardinal, like after the cardinal general, after like it's obvious that it's like after the conversation some hours later, and he's like packing up his stuff and like getting out of like leaving his office, and like doing the walk of shame to the door, right, like as all of his officers like look at him, and he meets with like a man in a suit. He's a Arabian, he's an Arab, and the man in the suit, he has like a scraggly beard, and he kind of like meets him at the door, and he says, "I'm sorry that it had to be this way, Cardinal, but I will be taking over operations in Bratislava from now on. You don't have to worry." And the Cardinal General just kind of like blanches, like takes a deep breath, and then walks away. And then right before he gets to like the elevator, the Arab like turns back and he says, "I would like to point out one more failure on your part. The ship known as the Void's Grace. You had it impounded, yes?" And the man turns back. He says, "Yes." "Well, it seems to have escaped your notice, yours and your men. It's now in the void for which it bears its name." And the man just like closes his eyes and like sighs again. And the man says, "Don't worry though. I will track it down. There's nowhere in the galaxy, there's nowhere in the sector that anyone can run from me." And then we go to credits.
Nice.
So, I've been sitting patiently.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was demoted from the rank of Cardinal,
Yeah.
does that make him a sparrow or a chickadee?
Rex.
So,
Also-
person in chat says needs more big old mechs.
Oh yeah.
So, should get on that.
Also, I'd like to point out that now that I'm level 5 and have Ironhide, I have 19 armor class with no shirt.
You're level 5 now?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Okay, so is
So,
there
I have
any other
some-
like very last minute things that anyone wanted to do before we?
Oh, actually,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Dylan. So this is the the after credit scene.
Yeah. So Dylan's just sitting in her room on her bed, and she's gonna spoogle the All Saints Church of God and what they believe.
Ooh, Interesting. So what do you want to know specifically?
Like if there's anything that she can read that she can get her hands on just over the internet, I guess space internet, that that she can
Spinternet.
Yeah.
Was going to say, don't say it.
Yeah.
But I
That she
remembered I was
can-
on mute. Half
Yep.
a second too late.
Yeah, basically, is there anything that she can get that she can read to figure out what they believe?
Okay.
Which obviously I know the answer to that. But...
Yeah, obviously, yeah. You want to roll a program?
Sure. Hopefully, I don't do horribly.
You should ask.
Should ask Till or
Yeah.
what's his name?
Those your uncle. That might
Fergus.
actually.
Yeah, Fergus. That's right.
That is a good idea, actually.
All I
yeah,
can see is-
she goes to Till and asks him to find some information on it.
I'm very interested in the way that conversation goes. So
Yeah.
Dylan's just asked this of you, Till.
What specifically is she asking about?
Mhm.
Something about an All Saints Church of something. Is this? What does Till know about this?
Would you like to roll a
Basically,
no
like,
to see what you know about it?
Right.
Till might as well roll a no. This is going to be a wisdom no because it's about people, or intelligence no because it's about knowing things?
Intelligence, no. Yeah.
The worst part about rolling no is you already know the answer.
Wow. Okay,
But it's
so
opposite day.
yeah. What was that for, Fergus?
Sorry.
It's fine.
I wanted to open up the little box to see what it did.
Yeah.
But it's there.
No.
Sorry, I'm being useful.
It's fine.
Oh wait, no, that was my fault. Sorry.
So Till, you know that the All Saints Church of God is one of the several religions in this sector. So there are 4 main religions in the sector. There's the Temple of the Mind's Eye, which is, as we've said, like kind of like psychic space Catholicism, kind of.
This is Ode's religion.
Yes, Odin Fergus's religion. Well, I don't know if Fergus actually believes in it, but it's one.
But his family's waging
His
holy
family-
war in the name of that religion.
Yes, very much so.
Fair enough.
And then you have the Dharma Unity, which is like a mishmash of like Hindu and Buddhist and kind of Confucian philosophies. They're big on reincarnation. They're the ones who are like super fighting against the Temple of the Mind's Eye on Fergus's homeworld right now. These are the people in head wraps that you saw burning down the mansion. And then there's the Islamic kind of pseudo-Islamic religion.
Homolog is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. That the Imperium is the state religion of the Imperium.
Oh, okay.
And then you have the All Saints Church of God. By far the smallest and least consequential of the 4. They are centered basically on like the planets in the southern part of the sector called Gui and I believe it's Sylvadi or wait, let me look. Sylvides. I think it's what it's called. Let me double check the hex map. It's the system. It's the Suginori system, or no, sorry, the David system. I think.
Yes, you
Not to be confused with the David system.
Not the David system. I believe it's the David system. Yeah. But there's 2 planets, both of which are heavily industrialized, and like are just kind of like planets. They're kind of like neutral and independent. They try to stay out of sector politics, and they just kind of like have a bunch of industry going on there. It's not the nicest place to live in terms of like smog and pollution and health and stuff. But the All Saints Church of God is pretty influential there. It's basically like, and I think Till basically knows. I don't know what you feel about religion, but I feel like you would be like partial to the religion. Like of all the religions that you've seen, it's like the nicest. Like they just seem like generally like good people. They usually don't get into a whole lot of like, again, they're never the ones who are into any like sort of warmongering or anything like that, while the other religions are very much into that in this sector. They're all like super like swords into plowshares sort of a thing. And it's kind of, I know you've always found it odd, probably, the paradox between the planet they live on and their optimistic like theology. Like it's very like we trust in God. It's not a big deal. Like even though the planet we live on is pretty much horrible, like they're always like, if you ever have met a person from the All Saints Church of God, they're like the happiest like person
I think
you've ever
I might
met.
have.
Yeah.
No, actually, I have.
But they are also
in canon. Till has.
Okay, yeah, sure. They're also very big on proselytizing. They're not into politics or warmongering, but they definitely are into proselytizing. If you've ever met a person from the All Saints Church of God, you have heard the gospel. So, yeah, but yeah, it's basically like, you know, the gospel we're familiar with in 21st century America, more or less. But not the prosperity gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you know.
So, okay.
They're pretty chill.
Okay. Till is taken aback when you mention it. Like, you're maybe a little surprised at his reaction is very much. What did you say? But not in the sort of like it's horrifying, more just like I haven't heard that name in a long time type of a attitude. He sits and thinks about it for a little longer than was necessarily comfortable. And when he realizes you're in the room, he's like, "Oh, right." And he sits down and he shows you generally his process for finding that kind of information. You know, this is Space Wikipedia. And yes, it is actually Space Wikipedia, 2 words, because the people who made it are kind of snobby about not using acronyms. And he kind of shows how to tell a reliable website and just generally basic internet searching. Is there like a teach option?
No, it would all be narrative, and then when Dylan upgrades her skills, she can upgrade her program as if, like, you know, for the in-game reason of the narrative that we've established. So
Fair enough.
Yep.
So as we're doing that.
Okay, cool. So what kind of
Excuse
stuff?
me.
Just ask me questions, I guess, Dylan, about what you want to know. You get the basics of what I've already described to Till, and then you can be on.
So I guess she's mainly wanting to figure out if she can get her hands on a Bible.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you find an awesome website that has literally like, okay, so it has like 100 different versions of the Bible from like various centuries, and it's all for free. Like it's like literally like a free
Nice.
a website with a bunch of free books, and it has theology books from like every century up to like like literally like the founding of the church. Like it's just literally a gigantic
Nice.
free library of books.
That sounds super illegal.
No, but like all the copyrights have all run out on all of them.
Nice.
And like you can see on the website like that, like the more recent editions are like people from a particular part of the All Saints Church of God that have all like agreed to put up their books on this website because they want people to read their stuff. Yeah, and then obviously there's little like
It's like the Apologia Studios of space.
yes. I was actually thinking more specifically GaryNorth.com, which is like a bunch of free books. But in that, yeah. But yeah, so they have obviously a little like Patreon donate button at the bottom, but you know everything's for free.
No, that would be Patreon.
It's Patreon, yeah.
Just gotta.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, you like literally you're overwhelmed with how much literature there is on this. And like everything from like confessions of faith from all sorts of different churches from like literally centuries of the history of the church. But also like books on all sorts of theological topics, commentaries on every single book of the Bible, like thousands upon thousands of commentaries. Like it's so overwhelming how much stuff is on this website.
Because Dylan needed to spend more time alone in her room.
At this point, Till's kind of uncomfortable with suddenly the amount of information he's found. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm. If you're content with this finding, I'm gonna go sit in the bridge and listen to opera.
Yeah, so she sits down in the other chair in the front or wherever they were, and just starts like looking at it. And yeah, I'm assuming that there's a Bible in there too.
Yeah, there's thousands of Bible translations as well.
Yeah, so she pulls up a Greek Bible and starts reading it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yep. And obviously it's not the original Greek, because the Greek language of the 33rd century is so wildly different from the ancient Greek that the Bible was written in. But cool, yeah, for sure. And so what the last thing we get is I think Dylan kind of like reading here, let me find this. We hear Dylan reading. Come on now. Come on now. Gotta find this real quick.
Come on now.
No, I need... Oh, that should be taking so long. Load, webpage, load! Yeah, I don't know how to read that. What? Okay, you just hear her say, read Genesis 1:1 in Greek out loud. That's what you hear.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we
hang on.
Cut from there. I was trying to find it. And I couldn't find one that was like transliterated so I could actually read it.
Enarche epoisen o theos tu upanon kai ten. No, ten
Perfect.
gain.
I apologize to all of our Greek listeners.
Yeah, no, my Greek is very rusty. I took some in first 2 years of high school, and that was it. So
Dang, I wish I could do that.
Well, like me, Josh was homeschooled, so get how cool things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so let's do goals and stuff.
The very last end credit scene is me trying to fly around in the middle of space.
Okay, we just see the void of space, and then it's just like
Dylan looking up from reading from her
Right,
tablet
like-
and just seeing him float through space.
Yeah, you look up and I just pass by your window and I'm like,
So yeah, we can talk about like where you, do you guys actually want to go to Par? Is that the plan? Or did you want to like find another job and get out of this place?
Let's find a job on Sandless. So Dylan can visit home. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
anybody there won't have tech level high enough to hurt you, so it'll be great. It doesn't matter to me really.
but like space. Can't take Till. You can't take Till out of space for very long. He goes crazy.
It's fine, just hang out.
That and he doesn't have the bone density to live on a planet long term.
We'll just bring your robot down in the shuttle and you can control it from orbit, because wireless signals. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, sorry, goals. Go ahead.
Yeah. Dylan,
Yeah.
what goals did you complete today?
Well, I had a goal that I didn't complete. That was get a ride on Ode's hover cycle. I sat on it, but I didn't ride it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other goal, because I couldn't come up with another one, was acquire information on what the Altan Church of God believes.
And you did that, so
Yeah.
1 XP. I think I'm gonna give everybody 1 XP as well for just the whole like getting out of Dodge situation.
Yes, level 5.
You guys level too fast in this game.
Yo, it's great. I love this game. Oh, I get a +9 to shoot before burst fire, guys.
Oh,
Just saying.
David.
Uh,
Yeah, but you need to start just throwing space gods at us.
I mean, space gods aren't enough. It's fine.
All right,
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
already have space god on your ship anyway, so.
Yeah.
give Connor 1 XP for that situation. Frigus,
All right. Get off the planet.
you did it.
Did that. Hack something important. Did that like
You
8
definitely
times.
did that.
And find out more about where the terrorist people are.
Oh, love the White Sun Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yep. So you know, that's 4 XP, I guess, altogether.
Yep. Level 5.
Wait, we found out more about where the sun people were?
Yeah.
Yep.
You
He
find out
knows.
what planet they're on.
That's Ran, that's right. Sorry, I was thinking about the people on the planet.
I need to make more mundane goals. This is how we're going to be getting XP. I need
Apparently.
to start farming it more.
Uh-huh.
Here I am like, what does Till as a character want to do? And where are we going next in the campaign? And how do I make these things last more than a session?
You can do that and you
That's
get
the thing,
more.
right? You'll get more XP. Yeah.
We're just
I
really
mean,
so we make really
no, you don't get more. You get the equivalent. Because if it takes 2 sessions to do 1 goal, you only
No.
get 2.
I don't mean you
So
get
if you-
more than you would otherwise. I mean you get more than 1.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
At one time. Yeah.
So what you're suggesting is that for better leveling up over the term of multiple sessions, one would rather just do a bunch of small, inconsequential goals.
Well, and the other way to think about it is like if your goal is to, topple the government, you shouldn't write your goal as topple the government. You should write the goal as find the government's weakness or like, right? Let's see.
Starting
Make little
small.
goals. Yeah, like for me, I was gonna find out if I'm psychic, but I don't think that I can complete that right away. And so I'm gonna wait to somewhere where I can. And I'm gonna write a goal like find someone who can tell me if I'm psychic.
Yeah.
And next time I'll be like find out if I'm psychic. You want to make them in
You're
increments.
psychic, all right.
It's easier to do.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Or like topple the government, like, hey, do something the government hates. There you go. That's something you have to roll for.
Make
Chaos.
a giant entity incredibly mad.
Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll throw a
Literally
brick
make
through a
all your-
window and stick it to a man. Stick it to the man.
Yep. Perfect.
Kick over the trash can and stick it to the man.
Caleb said if it requires a roll, it can be a goal.
Yeah.
So it's a little rhyme.
I go to the bathroom. I roll exert.
Oh my gosh. No, it would be go.
Do you need something for that?
No, experience. Experience is what I need for that.
So Till, looks like you just got 2 XP then. One for
Because
that I'm
you
giving.
stole my.
No, I'm
my
saying you get
primary
1.
goal was the one that you gave to everybody.
Right, but then you get 2 XP for it, because 1 for the mission, and then 1 because you had it as a goal.
Okay.
If you want to right now, Till, if you
I'm
do
gonna
wanna,
retcon this second one.
well, that's the thing. I was gonna say, like, if you wanted to just make a roll right now, you could find a new job. Like,
Okay, I was just gonna retcon it to upgrade my drone and call it good.
oh yeah, that works. Yeah, that's totally fine. So another XP for that.
Because I'm behind on leveling, but now I can
Well,
adjust
honestly,
these.
it doesn't really cripple your character very much because you have like the crazy programming thing and a couple other really good skills. And
It's not really very crazy though.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it is because of special.
Fergus has the same thing.
He doesn't have 2 levels of specialist, does he?
I don't have 2 levels of specialist.
You do.
But you
Well, you
have-
have specialist, program specialist. No,
Oh right.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. I thought you took.
you don't have 2 levels of specialist, but you have 2 separate
right.
specialists.
But yeah, my point is, it's not quite as crippling for your character because he doesn't need to have insane crap to survive and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not that you shouldn't try and level up. I was just saying. I think your character's still really useful even though he's behind the levels. So.
I'm really amused by the idea that Dylan is just gonna read through Genesis and not know what the crap is going on.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great.
Why is there a talking snake? I don't understand.
It's psychic. It's fine.
You're right, yeah.
Well, Eve is psychic.
Honestly, in this universe, it might like be more believable to a non-believer.
Right, that's fair. It's a snake with MES.
Exactly. Satan was the first psychic. What does that say
Oh
about
my
psychics?
gosh.
Well, that would be a big deal for my character.
I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
the gifts of the spirit, like the charismatic gifts, obviously are just psychic
Oh my
powers.
gosh.
That's amazing. Great. Awesome. Love it.
Okay, I've got my goals for next time already set out now.
Cool.
So.
Nice.
So Ood,
Buy a hover cycle.
you got that?
I still hold that I should get 2 experience because it costs me all of my money.
No.
Get off the planet
So 2 XP for that, because 1 because you had it as a goal, and 1
Right,
because everybody got 1.
and then keep the crew safe. Now the crew is safe, but all I did was, I mean, the most that I did was jeopardize that by telling.
Yeah, I don't think you never made a roll in defense of the crew. So
I did. Yeah, there wasn't really a chance. If anything, I didn't do that because I.
Yeah.
Blabbed.
Yep.
So, but I'm still level 5 and I'm super excited.
yeah, so we should figure out what we want to do for next time. What are you guys into?
I'm gonna go find the equivalent of my armor class in armor because I guarantee you it's at least power armor.
Till wants to teach Ode how to fly the grav cycle,
Yes. Also, I have +1 to piloting now, so
and he wants to play a round of very average space golf
yes.
on the very average space golf resort planet.
They do not play golf on par. It does not happen.
Here's the thing. It's never amazing, but it's also never bad.
We already established it in canon, Caleb. It was said.
Just 'cause something, Jared. If everything that was said in a role-playing game was made canon, this would literally be the weirdest universe ever.
I mean, what it would be is it would be Fiasco.
Yes,
Or the-
Fiasco, as it were.
that's fair.
Or the way that Astoria works too. I want to actually play that at some point.
Yeah, we should.
The run through the world building mechanics.
Yeah, we
of
should
it.
really do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Also, my AC is equal to that of Storm Armor, which is specialized powered armor. So I just thought I would say that. There's only one thing.
I really need to like actually throw something really dangerous at you guys because
I mean, I want to fight Space Dylan.
yeah.
I want to fight something that we can like kill and not feel bad about it.
Mhm.
Because the last time that we killed a sentient being, there was
Mass hysteria.
like a couple of hours of deliberation and
Yep.
moralizing, and
Yep.
like
I mean, as there
it's
should
good
be.
to play out morals,
Let's
but at
be
the same time,
Okay, so
I kind of want to play combat in the space combat game where I have a droid with lasers.
Also, technically, I killed the guy and I got over it pretty quick because of Fergus.
So I'm just interested in what are you guys interested in for the next thing? Do we want to just skip ahead? Do we want to do a time skip and have you be on the next planet doing the next thing? Do we want to? I mean, playing out we'd have to make the rolls no matter what. But like what do you guys
good with
want
that.
to do?
I want to fight one of the 2 NPCs that I made. Both of
I
which are
kind of
probably
want
way
to
more
see-
dangerous than me.
Like, do we want
wanna
the next
watch
thing to
a,
be grav cycle racing?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I kind of want to see an awkward first grav cycle ride with Ode and Dylan, but
I mean, honestly, I'll roll a
I mean,
plus
that's
2.
one of my goals, so.
Yeah.
Right, that's the thing, right? Like we can go with whatever people's goals are. So do you guys literally just want to go to a random world that has an open space and just ride?
So,
Grab
Xanless.
cycle. Yeah,
we could
Xanos
just
would
touch.
be a
Yeah,
place.
we could just touch down on a plane in Xanless and
I'm fine with
Yes.
You guys literally just want to go back to
Motorcycle
Xanless and ride a craft cycle around.
it. Sure.
We can
Okay.
look for a job while we're there.
That's true, yeah.
But
I mean, it should be like it was in Swan Song, where the grab cycle thing is a cover because we're doing an actual job, and then we can do both at the same
Okay,
time.
sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, what kind of job do you guys want to do?
As long as I get to shoot somebody with a +9, I don't care.
Because that's the thing. Oh, so I guess this is when we'd announce this anyway. So next week,
Oh
We
yeah.
are going
Oh
to be doing
yeah.
an in-person
Yes.
live session of Elysian Road in this very room here. We're gonna deck it out, and it's gonna be
Wait,
awesome.
we're doing it in your house now.
Yes, we are gonna do it in my house.
Okay,
So I
good. I was not excited about driving 45 minutes.
yes.
No,
Oh my
no,
gosh.
you're not excited to drive 45 minutes to play amongst this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice place. I just 45 minutes is a long time to drive after
Yep.
11
I-
o'clock.
Not only exactly. Not only that, but also the fact that like I'll have all my streamy stuff already set up here, and so we can just
Right.
add on to it rather than having to
Now,
tear it all
here's
down and then
my-
put it all up again.
Only thing, last time I was in your house, that room was like 90 degrees. So is it going to be that hot?
90 degrees and
All
sunny.
packed into that tiny room? 'Cause I don't want to die horribly
Right.
slowly.
Wear very light clothing. and
I don't own light clothing.
I know you don't. I'll have to figure out what we can do about. We can probably.
I could lend you my kills.
I don't. I mean, we're going to be sitting down. I feel like this might be a suboptimal strategy.
We can probably
not
leave
wrong.
the door open. Depending. And the basement's pretty cold, so that will probably be fine. But
We could also bring a baby pool down there, fill it up with water and ice cubes.
no, not happening.
Yeah, we'll just all put our legs or our feet in it while we play. Put it under the table.
I'm sorry, it's too late for me to make useful suggestions anymore. I've been doing useful things all week.
Yeah, we'll troubleshoot that for sure. I know that's definitely a thing with this room. But I won't have these lights on, which are really intense and hot. I'll have some softbox lights, which are much less intense and less hot.
Are they LED softbox lights?
Um,
Or are they halogen based?
they might be halogen based.
Because if they're halogen, they actually are hot.
Well, maybe they are just gonna be hot, but we'll see.
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Exactly, maybe literally. So. But
Hopefully
so
not literally.
That's happening next week, so that's super exciting. And the reason we're doing that, obviously, is because Carly's in Janesville next week.
Flying to Wisconsin. Woo.
Yeah, because obviously we wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be cool. I'm really excited for that. But like, so I'm just wondering, I guess, what do we want that to look like? Because we are doing a special live session, in person thing. So
I
like,
want to hunt a monster.
We could definitely.
I
hunt
want
a
to
monster.
do
Oh gosh, guys, oh yes, I am
D&D Monster Hunter.
I'm so into that idea. Okay, so the next session is going to be go to Zanlis for a job to hunt down a monster and okay, do you want to kill it or capture it?
Kill it.
Okay.
I want to kill it
And-
dead and harvest its limbs.
Okay, so what it is obviously is there's a community in Zanlis, obviously the community that Dylan's from, that is being terrorized by this giant beast of some sort, and you guys
But also in the
stop
city
it.
nearby, there's grass cycle races.
maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, okay.
Well,
Also, I
but
can actually use
they
my-
wouldn't have that good of text. It would just be motorcycles.
but then I just win.
That's true.
So I'm cool with that. I'm pretty sure that hover bikes are faster than motorcycles. Let me check. They are indeed. They are speed 2 instead of speed 1. So I just win, and I'm cool with that arrangement. Also, Caleb, where's Space
Mhm.
and
I archived them.
oh. Okay, I wanted to see if they're still as dangerous as my character is, because they're both a higher level.
They're all on the bottom now.
Awesome, thank you. Wait, who was that guy?
That was my Discord character that I never ended up playing.
Oh,
ever.
right. Yeah.
I'm so overwhelmed by that Discord. I can't keep up with it.
It's-
So
I
I
haven't
can't
really-
even. Don't even
yeah.
try.
The next XP level is 27.
Yeah, it's a little intense.
18 to 27.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a huge jump.
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's really big, and it gets more larger.
More large.
Well, you've just hit the threshold at which the leveling up will start slowing down dramatically.
Darn.
I didn't actually put any of the stats in for Shane. I'm disappointed in myself. But Space,
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, I forgot how ridiculous this guy is.
But okay, I'm super down with that. Josh and I have been talking a lot about what this is gonna look like, and I'm pretty pumped. So-
Monster Hunter Space without number.
Monsters
Yep.
with that number, as it were. Yeah, Nice.
I'd rather fight one big one than a bunch of small ones.
Monsters without
no one
number.
said the monsters were small. They're just without number.
A monster with teeth without number.
Oh.
With what?
One monster with teeth without number.
That seems
Like a shark,
possible.
Yeah, exactly.
but faster.
Yep. They just
Space
keep
shark.
falling out of his mouth constantly and
So I
regrowing.
changed my mind. I don't want to fight Space Dallin.
Not yet.
To say.
No, I forgot how insane I made him.
It's fine. He'll just keep killing you over and over again, and I'll keep killing you back.
I mean, eventually I'll run. out
Oh,
of
okay. So you know what actually is the very last scene of the
Oh my
session. So we're in a rundown little apartment. There's tech everywhere. We see text come up on the bottom of the screen that says New Casern. Gives us the coordinates. And then we see a very disheveled Peter Botten step out from like the kitchen, like chugging a glass of water, and then he just like tries to like set it down on like the end table, but he misses and it just like drops to the ground and just shatters. And he like kind of like looks to the side. We get a better shot of his face, and his eyes are like bloodshot. He seems like extremely like just unsettled by something. And we hear a knock at the door, like a very, very loud, like pounding, like, Botten, we know you're in there. And Botten like grabs like a pistol from underneath like a thing of junk, and like grabs it and go like this. And then we hear, we're gonna break down the door, Botten! Why haven't you paid us? And then Botten goes like this. And then we cut.
Don't be a pansy. Fight them.
But then we cut back, and then he like shakes his head and takes it away.
Nice.
And he looks at the gun and he says, I wouldn't do that to you, beauty. And then the people break down the door, and there's like, you know, some like soldiers, some like basically like bruisers for debt sharks and stuff. And then like it goes to black again, laser fire ensues, and we end for real.
Awesome.
I want this
yeah,
to be a TV show so bad.
I know.
It would be so cool.
So yeah, his $30 million or 30 million credits worth of debt were not paid.
You're gonna die 30 million credits in debt. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, because obviously not going through with that deal had consequences in the world.
Also, I would just like to express my disappointment in this game's dead character section. There's only one character in it, and that is unacceptable. So
I mean, there's another now.
step up our games, guys.
David.
Look, Dylan like was 20 times that by himself, so we gotta step it up. Oh, never mind. Now there's two.
David?
That doesn't count. Yeah. What?
You realize the suffering that Dylan left in his wake. The heartbroken players whose characters with beautiful accents were brutally destroyed.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not personal
good
at
stuff.
all. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Not personal in the slightest.
It's not like it was my fault. We've established this.
No, you're right. I hold Caleb responsible for that one.
I'm just making sure. Okay. All right.
I do recall that you were super on board with making him into a cultist. So
Yes, I was not super on board with getting him killed by Dylan.
well,
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes
to be
you just
fair,
can't
it's
help
it's hard to be anything but like a really nice person and not get killed by Dylan. Even that's not really a guarantee.
Nope.
So that's why Dylan's so beautiful.
Murder hobo.
Well, I mean, he's more of like a murder, like demigod, but it's
Nomad. He's a murder nomad, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. We'll go with that. Anyways,
So there you go. That is episode 7 of Elysian Road. That was fun. And I'm glad we're back. I'm really pumped for next week. I got some cool ideas kind of shaking around in my head now, so I'm pumped about it. And Connor will actually be there next time. It was really important though, so I knew he was going to step out at some point. I just didn't think it was going to take this long.
To be fair, his character rarely ever talks to anybody.
That's
So
true.
True.
yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. We are out. Thanks for watching, guys. Super appreciate it. And I will probably have an emote soon. That's the plan, and I know what it's going to be. I'm pretty excited about it, so watch for that. So, adios. Bye.